Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new under the weather mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is my Love and Hip Hop reunion video. Last year, I believe I posted the video on July 16th. I was pregnant. I had on my reunion ready dress and I was doing my makeup and I was getting ready for the reunion and it was super cute. And I was dying watching it. I watched it yesterday and I was freaking cracking up because somebody had commented on it, so I found it and I was like, oh my god. Anyway, I was watching. That's irrelevant. Like, honestly, my head is all over because my head is pounding. I was actually going to do my makeup again and put on a reunion dress, but I think I'll save that for part 2 just because, well, I don't feel good today. Oh, I forgot there's a smudge on my camera. Let me get it. Let me get it. And if I'm blurry, I apologize. Like, because I'm sick, I can't see. On top of the fact that I'm using manual focus. The reunion felt so long because we were literally dealing with the entire season of the show. The first half, it felt like, of the reunion, they were talking about the KIRK, Rashida, and Jasmine drama. Nina asked KIRK why he spoke to his boys before going to Rashida, and his response was something along the lines of he felt like they might be able to give him insight because Jock has more kids than all of them, and Ray Tay Tay. Nobody had kids on their wife of 20 plus years, so your boys can't relate to you. I don't know what he was talking about. I was so annoyed. Jock's hair kind of looked like it was a lace, like, you know those lace fronts men are wearing now? This shit looked crazy. I was like, what is really going on with Jock's hair? I think he had a piece on. I know he does have hair there. Maybe it's just like he got a fresh perm, but either way, his shit was looking like a whole ass lace front. I said, no, my crown can't fit on your bum ass lace front, henty. Stevie decided that he's gonna refer to KIRK and Rashida as Black Love and Black Excellence. I said, bitch, where? I was offended. Like, honest to God, I was so offended. I'm like, no, that is the last couple we would ever look to as Black Excellence and Black Love. They are a hot, ratchet mess. And I'm not gonna misquote Stevie. He said that they are Black Love at its finest. If that is Black Love's finest, child, what is the worst? Because that can't be Black Love at its finest. That ain't even love. So we're not even gonna freaking entertain Stevie and his foolishness. Nothing Stevie says should even be taken with more than a grain of salt, okay? It just should not be. So Rashida's obviously smiling. She's feeling good, I guess. And she says that they are in a really good place, but then proceeds to talk about their business relationship. She doesn't talk about their at-home relationship with each other, their love. She literally goes into like this mini rant about their businesses that they're opening and starting. I said, oh, bitch, what does that have to do with your relationship with your husband? Like, where do why the two don't really go together? Like, yes, you guys have businesses together, but Nina was asking about them as a couple, not them as business partners. At the end of the day, all Rashida knows how to do is deflect, and deflect some more. So it wasn't surprising that that's the way she was answering the question, but that's not the answer we were looking for. So of course, Nina then asked Jasmine about popping up at Pressed, why she did it, ray-tay-tay-tay. Jasmine stated that when she had gone to Pressed, they had actually known the DNA results for a couple of months. So she was unaware that Rashida had no idea. So KIRK was like, when you find out things like that, you don't just go spreading it around. I said, spreading it around? What do you think, this is a fucking peanut butter sandwich? This is your wife. You going to your wife is not spreading it around. You going to your boys, however, is spreading it around. But you going to your wife is not considered spreading it around. I said, what are you talking about? Listen, man, I watched this show very irritated. The reason I never reviewed last week's episode was because I think I told you guys, I couldn't watch the episode. And then when I finally did get to watch it on Monday, everything was wrong with the episode. Like, it was cutting out, it was turning black, my screen kept turning black, and there was audio there, but like the show was buffering, and like, I don't know, it was just a bad upload, I guess. I tried to watch it 40 times. It was very hard to sit through, so I didn't even bother like taking notes or anything. I was just like, fuck it, I'll just do the reunion because they gonna cover the shit anyway. So Nina turns to Jasmine again, and she asks her if she had selfish motives when she went to Pressed. She says, absolutely not. My only intent was to apologize to Rashida. So Rashida interjects now because she doesn't agree with Jasmine. She stated that if her motives were pure, she would have come to her long time ago and not on TV. Jasmine's like, I came to you on TV, but your husband didn't come to you at all. I said, oh, bloop, bloopity bloop bloop. Like, you're damn right. Honest to God, I don't know if it's because I'm just sick of KIRK and Rashida, but I'm so team Jasmine in this whole situation. I know she should not have done what she did, and I would lose my fucking mind. But I was team Jasmine because, first of all, she's holding her own. She knows she should not be taking the blame for this all on her own. And she's not gonna sit there and let everybody just paint her the motherfucking bad guy, Chun-Li. Like, it's not going down like that. Jasmine is standing her ground, and I can respect that. Even though she should have slept with KIRK. But KIRK should have been sleeping with her. Like, anyway, the audience, when Jasmine said that, the audience reacted and they were like, ooh, okay. First of all, the audience was reacting like it was Jerry Springer 1998 the whole damn time. When the audience reacted, Rashida got pressed and she was like, y'all can ooh, all y'all want. And then she starts to defend KIRK and deflect again. I'm like, what is wrong with her? What the hell is wrong with Rashida Frost? Like, is she good? She defends KIRK by stating that no man in their right mind would go to their wife and tell their wife what KIRK had to tell her. I said, what? First of all, no man in their right mind would cheat on their woman and risk losing everything. Matter of fact, he knew he wasn't even taking the risk. KIRK knew when he slept with Jasmine and got her pregnant that he wasn't taking the risk. He knew that. He knew he wasn't going to lose anything. He knew that whatever punishment he got, it would serve temporary, like when your mama used to ground you back in the day. That's all it was going to be. KIRK knew. We all knew. Anyway, KIRK goes on to say that he was not in the right frame of mind at the time and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cut the bull. Cut it. Cut it. I can't believe y'all really have me over here watching this. I literally only watch because I know you guys don't want to watch. I'm not reviewing Hollywood, so don't ask. So again, Rashida starts deflecting and states that Jasmine was doing the most on social media. Jasmine agrees with her. She knows where she was wrong in this whole entire situation. So then Nina turns to Spice and asks Spice why she got involved in Rashida's defense. And so Spice stated that she felt like she needed to say something because everybody is too afraid to say something. So she decided she was going to do that because that's how she is as a friend and as a person. So Jasmine says that Rashida doesn't even know Spice's first name or her real name. And the audience chuckles, Rashida chuckles, and Spice chuckles. And I think they were laughing because it's true. Rashida probably does not know Spice's real name. I don't even know Spice's real name, okay? So I think that Jasmine was right. She had no business defending Rashida because Rashida don't even know her real name. She was just doing the most because the cameras were rolling. Like, why are you doing that? Spice pissed me off this season. She really did. She pissed a lot of people off, but whatever. So Nina asked Jasmine why she felt the need to pop up in Houston. So Jasmine says to Nina, I knew Rashida wasn't gonna come to me. And so Rashida's like, but I don't owe you nothing. And Jasmine's like, I know you don't owe me anything. Like, and so Rashida says Jasmine needs to stop trying to play the victim. She's like, when have I ever? And I was like, she literally has never played the victim. She's only stated facts, which was that she is not the only person in the situation and it's not her fault that she got pregnant. Like, KIRK impregnated the bitch. KIRK is your husband. KIRK had sex with somebody and didn't use protection. What are you saying? Like, How is it that Jasmine's getting all the blame? I really don't understand. I don't get it. The same way Rashida owes her nothing, she owes Rashida nothing. Because yes, it's wrong to sleep with a married man, but why is the married man in question not getting any fucking heat for this? It makes no sense. How is Rashida so pressed like the ATL store at Jasmine when KIRK is the one that lays in her bed at night? I'm confused. So, of course, at this point, Jasmine's super annoyed. Obviously, Rashida's pressed. Rashida tries to say that Jasmine is looking for a pity party, and Jasmine says, there is no pity party. I don't need a pity party. She once again states that she did not lay down by herself. And Rashida tells her, wouldn't be no baby if you kept your legs closed. I was like, bitch. I said, bitch. And so are you telling me that she got pregnant through immaculate conception? I'm sitting with my legs open right now. I ain't pushing out KIRK's pickney. What is going on? Like, my legs are open. I ain't pushing out KIRK's baby. So what is Rashida's point? Legs closed, legs open. If it wasn't Jasmine, it would have been the next bitch. End of story. Speaking of the next bitch, because the streets been talking. I know you guys told me to watch you guys told me to watch a certain channel because she like exposed the whole thing, and Johnny Blaze exposed it, and basically saying that there is a woman that did get pregnant but she had an abortion, and they decided that they were going to keep the storyline but pay Jasmine to keep up the tea. And I heard this a long time ago, but I just been ignoring it because in my mind I just can't picture people lying about something this serious. But I mean, if the check is coming in for VH1, what are they gonna do? They're gonna lie. So apparently the baby is not KIRK's and Jasmine is being paid, and I think that's why, if this is true, it really explains why Jasmine is not trying to get such flack from the situation. But I think maybe she's in too deep now. I think if it is true that the baby really isn't KIRK's, because after the season finished, they were supposed to have a court date and neither one of them showed up. KIRK nor Jasmine showed up to the court date. If they were truly serious about this whole situation, they're gonna show up, especially Jasmine. Like, why would she not show up to the court date regarding the custody of her child or whatever it is, child support? So I think it's a possibility that it's really not KIRK's child and this is all for TV. It's really sad if that is the case. You cannot involve an innocent child in some drama like this. Like, you know what I mean? It's too much. So it's really sad. I don't know. I don't put anything past anybody these days. Like, everybody is willing to do some crazy shit for money. So I'm not surprised at these allegations, but the way Rashida took KIRK back so quickly, it only really makes sense that the baby is not his and that the person that he actually did get pregnant had an abortion. So I don't know. When Rashida says to Jasmine, if she had kept her legs closed, there wouldn't be no child, the audience, of course, cheers. Jasmine says, I don't give a fuck. I was like, you better tell her. I can't. This show is way too much. She's like, I don't give a fuck. When I apologized to Rashida, it was wholeheartedly and I meant that shit. And Rashida was like, good. Like, this whole shit was repetitive. Like, Jasmine just kept saying, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did this alone. And it just was repetitive bullshit. When she said this, Rashida's like, yeah, okay, cool. You big mad. You mad. I can't argue with you. Like, Rashida was actually big mad because everything Jasmine was saying was facts. Rashida looks dumb in every sense of the word. Like, there's no coming back for her. She looks dumb. So Nina asked Rashida if she's happy she held it together at the opening, because the way she handled Jasmine in Houston was very classy. So she said, hell yeah, because I got kids at home that watch the show, and the last thing I want to do is be on TV looking a fool. I said, bitch, you look a plumb fool. You really, what are you talking about? If your kids are at home and they're living in your home and they're watching the show and they're seeing you and they're seeing their dad cheat on you, why do you have the mind frame that you wilding out on Jasmine at an event and them seeing it is what's making you look like a fool? You look like a fool anyway, bitch, so you might as well have wilded out, because that's what we wanted to see. You handled it very woman-like and very classy and mature, but what you didn't handle was your marriage. What you didn't handle was your cheating husband. And guess what's gonna happen, Miss Rashida? Next season, he gonna do it again. Kirk can act like he's a goody two-shoes now, but that's just gonna wear off, and he's gonna get bored of your old ass, and he's gonna go and look for somebody new and young and fresh with a tight pum-pum. And where's that gonna leave you? At home with Carter and your other kids, wondering why your marriage is failing and why you won't leave a man that has 3 earrings in his ear. What's the answer, bitch? Sick of these people. So I'm watching the show and I noticed that Erica got veneers. She did not have veneers before, and to me her teeth look fine. Bitch, her veneers are so big, bitch. She should never have got them. That's none of my business though. I feel like she is uncomfortable with them in her mouth. She looked uncomfortable. So they start talking about Cannon meeting the family. Rashida said she would never want to come between something like that. And Jasmine says that she isn't really happy with the way things are going right now between Kirk and Cannon, their relationship. But she understands that that's something that has to be built up, because obviously it's a weird situation to be in. So she understands that it's going to take time for them to develop a real relationship, and it's gonna take time for him to actually spend time with her son. Apparently Rashida has not yet interacted with Cannon, but she said that she definitely will be. She said he's a really cute kid and he's gonna be getting disciplined and stuff just like the rest of the kids that are in the house. It was that comment that really had Jasmine elated AF. So Nina asked Rashida about her and Kirk sleeping in the same bed because of the trip that they took to Houston and how Kirk and Rashida ended up in the same bed at the last scene. So Rashida is looking smitten AF and she can barely hold it together, but she tries to deny it, saying that her and Kirk were looking at something on the phone and they just happened to be sitting or laying in the bed at the same time. Bitch, he literally leaned over and kissed you. You were sleeping. What phone was y'all looking at? I mean, if you guys are gonna have a storyline, keep the shit straight. Don't stress me out. If you guys are looking at something on the phone, look at something in the phone. But you know you're being filmed. You know they told you what to do. He leaned over and kissed your sleeping body. So, I mean, why would we believe that you guys were scrolling down fucking Instagram? And so Kirk goes on to say that they have been through a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, they're friends first. And so they're not perfect, but they're always gonna be friends. And I said, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck do you guys make me watch this shit? So that was basically it for the whole Kirk, Rashida, Jasmine drama. The next scene was explosive, child. We have Stevie J versus Erica Mena. So Erica says that she'll always give credit where it's due, but up until recently, she's never had an issue with Stevie. She always respected him. Also said that she knew that Stevie's intent when he initially sat down with her was out of malice, trying to hurt Estelita. So Stevie says he really wanted to work with her. Erica says, you really wanted to work with me, but it wasn't until you heard that I was working with Sean that you asked whether I could sing or not. And she puts sing in quotes. I said, ain't no need to put sing in quotes, bitch. You can't sing. And we all know it. We've all heard it. Even with a vocal cord, you couldn't hold a note if we placed the shit in your hand. So why are you even acting like that's brand new news to you? You know you can't sing. If these boogers don't stop dripping up my damn nose. So Erica says she would never have taken offense to that question, if he had asked her in person. I said, bitch. The only reason she's taking offense is because she knows she can't sing. Like, if you know you can't sing, why are you mad at Stevie for asking the question? Whether it was asked shady or not, that's beyond the point. She knows she can't sing. The world knows she can't sing. We're not going to pretend Erica can sing. What's irritating me about this whole thing is she's acting like Stevie asked or lied on her and said that he smashed or something. Like, he literally said she could sing. And it was funny. So Stevie says how it wasn't a dig at her. He genuinely wanted to know if she could sing or not. He was asking her a real question. I said, boy, that was 100% Jocelyn Hernandez shade thrown at Erica, okay? He needs to stop. It was pure shade. So Erica starts going on about female traits and Stevie being the bitch that he is. Says that she's gonna treat him like a bitch and put him in his place. So Stevie was acting calm for now, but you could tell Erica was really pushing his buttons. So he started telling her she's a lot of talk but no action. And so Erica starts saying that he fights with more females on the show than he does dudes. So when she said this, I'm like, do we need to pull the tapes? Stevie fought Benzino. I'm pretty sure him and Scrappy got in a fight when Erica and Jocelyn had a problem. And he definitely was approaching Nico with the shits. So why is her and freaking Sean, even though we're not there yet, talking about Stevie fights with women? Like, in what country? So Stevie's like, you have issues, baby. And she's like, and so do you. So Stevie was like, we got a therapist in the back. Stevie was doing the freaking most. And so Erica starts telling Stevie that he needs to go and pay his child support, and he tells her not to worry about that. Honestly, I feel like people need to mind their business when it comes to that whole child support issue, because Stevie's children love him. Stevie has a relationship with his children who, with the exception of Eva, are all grown. A lot of women are vindictive and they try to get that ass for child support when the relationship fails. I don't know the situation between him and his ex, so I can't really comment on that. But I feel like if you have a relationship with your children and your children love you and they could care less about being on child support, like the mom is trying to get back child support, I think it's for her own selfish reasons, because she's not taking care of the kids anymore. The kids freaking live with Stevie, at least for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if a father is playing his role and providing for the child in whatever ways that he can, child support's unnecessary. Like, she's doing the absolute most. Now, y'all know I'm all here for child support, because y'all know, real ones know. But if there's a relationship there and he provides for his kids, there's no reason for him to also have to pay child support. That's all I'm saying. So people need to mind their business with the whole child support thing, okay? And let's keep in mind that before season 1 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, even after season 1, Stevie was still considered broke. It's only since he's back on TV and like back in the industry that obviously all this stuff is coming out, but he was broke, okay? We didn't know who the hell Stephen Jordan was. He had no relevance at all. So I feel like because he's on TV now and obviously making money, his ex is trying to get the shmoney. So anyway, Stevie tells Erica she needs to go and spend time with her child, and he's like, if we're talking about kids. He said, you need to go spend some time with your kids if we're talking about kids, because Erica is obviously the one that is bringing up his children. Erica rebuttals it. She says she spends lots of time with her son. Sis, you was crying on the season about not spending enough time with your child, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So of course Nina steps in. She's like, this is too much. She's like, guys, like she's trying to get them to stop. Stevie says that his daughter, Savannah, is going to drag Erica. Erica tells him to bring her. She's like, bring her! Bring her! I said, is this Sparta? What is going on? Like, why is Erica acting insane? Erica was acting crazy. Anytime there was conflict between her and Stevie, she was acting crazy. She was doing the most with her face. I said, bitch, you think you Nicki Minaj? The ghost of Nicki Minaj past attacked Erica and possessed her spirit, and she was acting like she had like 93 different facial expressions in 1 hour. So security comes on stage. Erica is mad. She's fuming. Mimi is sitting there quiet, fanning herself like it's church on Sunday, like literally with like a paper fan. I could not deal. And so Nina asked about the incident with Savannah and Erica. And so Erica begins by saying Savannah's a little girl. Says Mimi is her witness. She was minding her business, getting a drink at the bar when Bebe's kids, referring to Savannah, started coming from the stage. Stevie was like, let's not talk about the kids. And then he says he ain't gonna say nothing about her son. He's like, I ain't say nothing about your son. And so Erica gets super pissed, like upset. And she starts cursing out Stevie, and she's like, you effed up. And she's going in. She's like, if anything happens to this man, I promise you it was because of me. I promise you it's me. And so I couldn't tell if she was talking to the audience or like a producer of the show, like that's off the stage. But she was threatening Stevie's life right there. When she said this, I'm like, okay, bitch, go ahead and incriminate yourself. Because even if you call people to beat his ass, you just incriminated yourself. You're so tough. Like, I was so annoyed with Erica. So Stevie starts saying, fuck that hoe. And then she gets even more upset and she's like, call me a hoe again and I promise you won't be leaving here in one piece. And Stevie's like, ho ho, ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh. I literally had to close my laptop. I said, this is it. Bye, Stevie. I don't need none of this in my life right now. This is too much. So Jock was like, yo, 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 chill. Like, and then Stevie was like, and I'll leave here in one piece. So he's basically saying he called her a hoe again and he's still gonna leave in one piece. And he sure did, but Stevie left a little early. So Erica's making up her face and she's real life tough and rough. And like she's El Chapo. Like she was literally acting like she was in these streets, okay? I could not deal. Erica's like, shut the fuck up. Like she was so pissed off, you guys. I don't think we've ever seen her this angry. Again, Stevie says ho ho ho. And Erica says, your mother. I was like, don't bring the mamas into it. You already came for the kids. Now you're bringing the mom in. Erica's beyond disrespectful. I'm not saying Stevie's not disrespectful, because Stevie's definitely disrespectful as well, but Erica is definitely the antagonist here. And I'm sorry, but Stevie is a stand-up man, because had it been me, had Erica been violating me like that, calling me all kinds of bitches, and I'm a whole grown-ass man with 5 kids, and Erica's over here calling me a bitch, saying she's gonna treat me this way and that way, and doing the most on TV and trying to embarrass me, and knowing that obviously the camera's rolling, I can't put my hands on you. Stevie is good, hunty, because if it were me, I'm telling you right now, if I were Steven Jordan, I would have been incarcerated. I would have been in jail, because I would have ran across that stage and gave her a 40-piece combo with nuggets, fries, the works, honey. I would have gave her all of it and then some. You're not gonna do that to me. She was violating him in the worst way. So when she says like your mother, the audience laughs and Jock laughs, and Nina asks Sean if it bothers him to hear Stevie talk to Erica that way. And so Sean begins to answer, but Stevie cuts him off and he's like, I don't give a fuck what anybody got to say about me. And so then Sean starts addressing Stevie and he says to stop disrespecting him. So Sean calls Stevie a bitch ass, and then Erica interjects and says Stevie's mad because Sean has real recent hits that are on the radio and stuff. And I think she said something about he's mad that his resume has like 2008 on it, or 2002. I can't remember what she said. So Stevie gets up to give a round of applause to Sean, basically congratulating him on his hits. Erica starts clapping and says, "Let's cheer Stevie J on for his first fight with a man." And she's going ham, and she's like, I was like, give me a fucking, like, check please. I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave the reunion. I wanted to leave the reunion. She also again called him "you little bitch," okay? I just couldn't. I was like, listen, if I was Stevie J, I would literally have turned in to Elastigirl with the quickness and just plop, 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 plop all across Erica's head top. Like, what are you doing? What? Stevie, boo, we would have gave you a pass if you just draped her ass up one time. Like, we would have gave you a pass. So Stevie's laughing, Jock's laughing, and the audience is laughing. The point here is that Erica is a whole ass clown. And you know what happens when you do clownery? Do you know? Google it. So Sean gets asked about Jessica Dime's baby shower, because if you watched the last episode of the season, that's Dime's baby shower, and there was some drama there. He says that he didn't respect the angle Stevie took about approaching him. Stevie says, "Fuck you." And Sean starts going off about how Stevie's like 90, he's old school. And Stevie agrees. Stevie then comes for Sean's hairline, tells him to cut that shit off. I literally cackled because Carly Red came for Sean's hair early in the season. His hair was looking crazy, but he fixed it for the reunion. So I guess he got a lace front himself. So Sean starts saying Stevie ain't gonna do shit. And Stevie's like, you ain't gonna do shit neither. And so Stevie starts saying that he'll pull up anywhere, anytime. Sean disagrees. He says everybody knows that Stevie is a cream puff. Personally, I'm confused as to how Stevie is a bitch, but Sean took a conversation that he had with Stevie, went back and told Erica like a gossiping queen, and started a whole bag of drama. In my personal humble opinion, Sean Garrett is just as messy as the one and only Carly Red. And Sean will never admit that, because he indeed called Carly Red messy. But he did something that was really fucking messy. So Stevie says to Sean that he'll see him in the streets because he's doing all kinds of talking. And Sean asks the audience and everybody, does anybody think that Stevie J can knock somebody out? So of course Erica big mouth self is like, no! And I'm just like, Erica, why are they not escorting her off the stage? Why aren't they taking her and putting her in the back so I don't have to see, look, hear? Like, once again, I have to say, Stevie is about that action. We've seen it. And I think maybe if Jocelyn Hernandez was there, Hensy, the shit would have been on and popping. Erica could not be doing what she was doing if Jocelyn was in the building, because Jocelyn don't play about Stevie whether they're on good terms or not. He's her baby daddy. She gonna protect that ass. Now, Mimi, I have questions and reservations about her, because Erica was literally sitting there threatening your baby daddy's life, saying he's not gonna leave in one piece, and Mimi was sitting there quiet. She didn't defend him at all. Nobody's supposed to be able to come for your baby daddy but you, bitch. That's what I do know. So once Erica yells no, Stevie tells Sean, we could go outside right now and I'll slap you with these Gucci slippers. I said, I can't. So Sean starts yelling about how he's good in the streets. Stevie says, you ain't in the streets. Stevie ends up getting up and trying to like walk off the stage, but security's there because security thinks that he's gonna go and like, I guess, lunge at Sean. So security tries to step in. He says, I'm leaving, I'm going for a walk, okay? So while he's leaving, words are definitely being exchanged. It's a bag of drama. And Stevie says that he calls Sean like a bitch, and he says that Sean wears more makeup than any of the women on set. Erica was like, says the woman in glitter and fur, because Stevie was actually wearing like a red sweater that was like sequin. And then he was wearing the Gucci shoes that had like fur. They're like loafers kind of, or not loafers, but mules, and they have fur on them. They basically pause for like commercial. Stevie comes back, and then Nina starts addressing the drama between Erica and Just Brittany. Erica claims that she actually did replace Spice's shoes and she has them in the back. They wouldn't let her bring them on stage though. That is because she poured the liquor into Spice's Louboutins. I don't get why Spice couldn't just wash her shoes. I don't understand. Like, if they got damaged, they're probably fake. Just saying. At this point, Just Brittany addresses Spice and is basically like, you don't even know me. Like, why did you throw your shoe at me to begin with? And instead of calling her Spice, she says, Ayo, salty. I said I can't right now. So Spice starts getting loud, talking about it's an A and B conversation to see our way out and all kinds of foolishness. I'm just like, Spice, hunty, what? Why? Like, why? We were all rooting for you. We were. So there's a lot of commotion here. Just Brittany's really loud. Estelita is yelling back at her. She tells Estelita that the whole world calls her enchiladas. Which is true. No, there's literally nobody that calls Estelita by her name. There's enchiladas, there's escalator, there's Ecuador, essential oils as I call her. But when Just Brittany called her escalator, she said enchiladas escalator, I was like, Just Brittany is definitely watching my reviews because this is where the most shade gets thrown to Estelita. Anyway, when Just Brittany is dissing Estelita, Stevie's over here laughing. I said he really does not respect her at all. So Nina asked Stevie why he brought Estelita and Erica to Just Brittany's session. And so he says that he wanted to put a little bit of fire under Estelita's ass and show her that he was working with multiple artists. So basically to let her know like she ain't the only one and she's expendable. So Just Brittany says she definitely feels like she's on a different level than Erica and Estelita because she doesn't know any songs from either one of them and she considers herself to be a real artist. So Erica says, you fucking lying ass hoe. Didn't she just get mad at Stevie for calling her a hoe and then she's gonna go turn around and call somebody else a hoe? Erica is the biggest hypocrite on the show. She don't want anybody to talk about her kids, but she's ready to talk about somebody else's kids. Now she don't want to be called a hoe, but she's calling other people a hoe and bitch and all this. Like, Erica loves to violate, but doesn't like to get violated. Bitch, what you put out into the atmosphere is exactly what you're gonna get back. I can't stand Erica Mena. When she said that Just Brittany was lying, I was like, what song does Erica or Estelita have? We don't know your music. We don't know Just Brittany's music either, but we've heard Just Brittany's music. Like, well, I can't like pick a song, but I'm sure I could find Just Brittany's music easily if I wanted to. Erica definitely doesn't have a song. The only thing we know about Erica is that she sounds like dying cats, and that's being nice. So Erica goes to say that she has receipts that Just Brittany waited in line to take photos with her, and then there was just all kinds of commotion because people were trying to talk over each other and I couldn't pick up not one damn thing that was being said. So Nina asks Just Brittany if she feels like she was attacked when they came to her studio session or her rehearsal. So Just Brittany says yes. So Erica ends up cutting Just Brittany off and saying that Just Brittany brought that on herself because there was no reason for her to go and say that she didn't need to have sex with anybody to get where she's at. I disagree. And here's why. One, it is no secret that this has been an accusation on Just Brittany before. When she was on the other show, Signed, with Rick Ross, Tammy Roman took to her Twitter and they were kind of going back and forth, and so Just Brittany has been accused of something like this before. Not only that, but she didn't come with that out of nowhere. Stevie asked her in the session if she got to where she's at overnight or if it was a lot of hard work. And Just Brittany simply answered his question and said, no, it was very hard work. And I didn't have to sleep with anybody to get to where I'm at. They are in an industry where that is not uncommon. People will sleep with whoever to get to where they need to get. And so I feel like Just Brittany was saying that because of her previous drama with the same exact subject, and because she's a woman trying to make it in a male-dominated industry where men are constantly taking advantage of women. And so I feel like that's kind of where Just Brittany was coming from, because even to this day we have never heard Just Brittany say anything about Estelita and Stevie's relationship. I don't think she really knew the relationship or the history between Estelita and Stevie, because everything was pretty cordial until that studio session happened, or the rehearsal session was going on, and the girls came in and it just went completely left. A part of the issue was that Estelita was insecure about her situation with Stevie, and she knows that she definitely has been sleeping with Stevie to try to get somewhere. She's stagnant, but she knows, and she felt that guilt in her heart. So when Just Brittany said that, hit dogs holler, baby, and that's all that is. So Keely starts confessing again that Just Brittany told her that she had something with Stevie, or she was sleeping with Stevie. And so Nina tries to get clarity on this situation. Just Brittany's like, please bring the receipts. And I was like, please, because we didn't see this on camera. Maybe she waited till the cameras turned off to tell Keely, but we don't trust anything Keely has to say. We really just don't, because Keely ain't shit. So then Keely says, we dropped Just Brittany off at Stevie's house. Just Brittany was so mad. She's like, we making music, bitch. He has a studio at his house, dumb hoe. And I was like, well, fact. So yeah, that kind of was irrelevant. Who cares if she dropped him off, if they dropped her off at a hotel. That's a different story, but he has a studio at his house. Nobody can really debunk this. So, except for Stevie, and he's about to. So Just Brittany starts yelling at Erica and asking her where her music's at. Says that she's been working with Jazzy Faye the entire season, and we haven't heard not one track from her. So Estelita is sitting on the couch and she's yelling that she's not a cast member. She's not a cast member. She's not a cast member. So when she was yelling that, I'm just thinking, last season you weren't a cast member, bitch. Nobody in their first season on Love and Hip Hop is a cast member. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Estelita is even in the opening credits of the show. So bitch, you're not a cast member. And if I'm mistaken, I just look dumb as fuck right now. But I don't care, because Estelita ain't shit anyway. So while Estelita's saying that, Erica's cracking up. They're being real petty and immature on stage. And Nina is just simply trying to get Brittany's attention. Brittany can't hear her because she's just yelling and talking shit. At this point, Nina was over it. And at that point, I was like, I need to be hosting the show, because none of this shit that's going down right now would be going down. And I would be calling out these people for their freaking bad behavior. Nina's sitting there being too damn professional and being too damn, I'm a journalist, bitch. You host Love and Hip Hop, bitch. I don't know what else she does. But right now, I'm gonna say that we need a new host for the show, because Nina's not getting the job done. Like, a host needs to be a little bit messy, you know? Just a tad, a smidge. Hell, if Carly Red was hosting the show, I would be impressed. I need to host, because she's not asking the right questions. You know how many questions I would have had written down and ready to ask these damn people? Do you know how much I would be calling out people for their bullshit? Do you know that I would literally sit on that stage and say to Rashida, you're a dumb bitch, and say to Jasmine, you shouldn't have slept with KIRK, but good on you. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that, but I would be like, you better stand your ground, bitch, because that hoe right there, she's dumb. And we don't feel bad for you, Rashida. But that's why I can't host the show, child, because I would cause a frenzy. They would try to beat my ass if I was the host of the show. I would get beat up. I really would. They would have jumped me. Just Brittany stands up and she starts yelling about, I never talked about your son. I talked about your skills as a parent. I was like, ain't nothing but facts. All she said was that, what did she say? Either way, she didn't say anything bad about the little boy. So security ends up escorting Just Brittany off the stage. Spice is like, you chat too much. And And Just Brittany is cussing out everybody as she's being escorted out the back. She says, it takes 5 jealous hoes to come up on 1. And I was like, it's true. Like, half the people that are beefing with Just Brittany have no reason to. Literally no reason. They don't even know her. Like fucking Spice. Like, if you don't sit down, oh my gosh, problematic. So Just Brittany's gone, but Stevie starts saying how he never had sex with her. And then he starts talking to his pee-pee and asking his pee-pee, and he's like, my man says it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And so Estelita starts spilling all the tea, which she tried to do during the season as well, and said that Stevie is lying. He said that her pum-pum was frowsy, it was stankin', so he ended up sending her home because she gave him head. He didn't like it and she was crying, boo-hoo, and blah, blah, blah. So there's this whole elaborate story that Estelita is sharing, stating that Stevie told her this. So he ends up basically admitting or pleading the fifth that Just Brittany did indeed give him head. He's like, I didn't do nothing to her. And I was like, Stevie, why? Who does that? Who does that? And Just Brittany was not there to defend herself, to say, and what? Yes, it did happen, or this is a lie. And I personally feel like if Just Brittany was sitting there, he would have never have said those things. So Nina tries to like stop Estelita from saying anymore because Just Brittany wasn't there to defend herself, and Stevie was literally looking at Essential Oils like, FML, like, why are you saying that I said these things? Like, why are you telling them this? And I'm just like, yeah, like, as from a woman's perspective, even if you don't like somebody, you're on TV, like, how are you gonna go and talk about how the girl's box stinks? Like, that is so low and disrespectful, and that is the kind of people that are on Love and Hip Hop. Moralless assholes. And if you notice, Estelita ain't coming for Just Brittany's little talent, honey. She's not coming for anything relevant. She's coming for the girl's anatomy, and she doesn't even know if it's facts or not. She's just going based off of Stevie's petty ass. Like, Stevie says a whole lot of things. We don't even know if he really said this or not. But either way, he was still trying to work with Just Brittany even after that encounter of her crotch being stank. So what does that say about Stevie? What does that say about Stevie? And what does it say about Estelita? That she's willing to still sleep with this guy that clearly has no problem discussing the women he's with other women and probably men. Who kisses and tells? Anyway, so this whole thing was just embarrassing. Estelita starts asking him if it was clean or if it smelled, and that's when Nina basically says they need to stop because she's not there to defend herself. Off stage, Just Brittany started to say that her crotch smells like roses and cake and all that good shit. Oh my god, I feel like this reunion's never ending. It's Carly Red's time, and Sean basically says that Carly's an acquired taste. Carly takes offense to this, but Sean says he meant it as a compliment. So then she starts to agree with him and says that he's right, she is acquired and he can't handle her. Carly said that she and Sean never had sex, and he agrees. He said that she was trying to have sex with him and he was basically denying her. Sean says he never wanted to smash and that's why she's back with Jock, or at least trying to be back with Jock. Carly said he's basically fronting because had she been wanting to actually sleep with him and she tried to sleep with him, he would have gladly taken it, or taken it lovingly. I find this whole thing interesting because earlier in the season when Sean was talking about Carly, he was saying he's not gonna lock it down, but he's still gonna be hitting it, or he'll still hit it. So I got the vibe that they were already smashing, but they hadn't even had sex. So this is kind of like, okay, like to pretend. This whole shit could have been fast forwarded. They basically talked about Jock and Carly reconciling. Now we're going to talk about Estelita's drama with Stevie, and she's basically holding back tears while they play the recap. She says that Stevie truly believes in her, and if she didn't feel that way about Stevie, or if she didn't believe what he was saying, she would have never moved from Miami to Atlanta. She's saying that his intentions were pure. I said, bitch, you watch the show? Do you know what happened to Jocelyn Hernandez? Do you watch the show? Like, so Nina asked Stevie about him thinking he owns women. Of course, Mimi didn't say a peep. She alluded to the fact that he definitely does feel like he owns people. I mean, we've seen it. Keep in mind, Mimi was still fanning herself. Stevie says that he doesn't think that he owns anybody, but all their stuff happened before they got involved musically, which doesn't really make sense to me because the way they met was like through Instagram, and Stevie hit her up in the DMs and she's trying to make it seem like it was for music purposes that he hit her up. So I'm confused by this. Anyway, Essential Oils tries to say it's no secret that me and Stevie messed around twice. When she said this, I was like, you guys are definitely still messing around, and it was not just twice. So Stevie is like, I tapped it a few times after that. And I believe him because, come on, Estelita's still giving it up to him. Like Sean Paul and Keisha Cole, bitch. He said the last time they hooked up, it was actually her call, not his. She wanted to sleep together. So she starts trying to say that he's lying, and she starts trying to defend herself, and she starts saying that whether she sleeps with him or not is not ever going to affect her work ethic and her bag and all of this. And I'm just like, girl, it already has. What are you talking about? Like, these bitches are so dumb. She said she could never be digmatized, and then Stevie's basically agreeing with her, tells her to let them know. But then he states, if somebody turns the lights on in the building, then you should always respect the person that turned the lights on in the building. And he's obviously the person that turned the lights on in the building. So Estelita says that she always shows him respect. She said that she had to hire a lawyer after things with them went sour. She said her contract was between her and the business LLC, but Stevie never registered the business, therefore the contract is null and void. At this point, I'm like, this sounds like something that would happen. Stevie is a scammer. Like, he scammed Jocelyn. Like, how is Jocelyn in like a 15 or 10 to 15 year contract? Like, oh my gosh, he is a con artist, this Mr. Stevie. He makes stuff up, and so I wasn't surprised that his business was not registered. Anyway, he says that it's not true. And he says that he does indeed have the articles for his company, but he just wants his checks. And so I'm like, he's really trying to Jocelyn 2.0 this. Like, he's really trying to recreate Jocelyn, and it's not a thing. He says that anything that she gets paid from, he wants his 30%. Walkthroughs, girl waking up and brushing her teeth in the morning, he wants his 30%. So Sean thinks 30% is excessive and says that a managerial agreement should only be 10% or less. Or maybe 10 to 15%. Stevie says he's not a manager though. He is an entertainment company. I said, oh my gosh. So when he said this, I'm like, basically Stevie is trying to be what YouTube networks are to YouTubers or channels. He's trying to say he needs 30% of everything she does. So basically Estelita is the YouTube channel and Stevie is a broadband TV channel. I can't. So Estelita says, you know I don't have a problem with you. It's just business at the end of the day. So Nina opens the floor to Stevie to express himself about the comments made about him all season from the women. He says Erica doesn't know him, therefore nothing she says about him holds any weight. Erica says it's been documented for years and we've all watched it unfold on TV. Plus her experiences with him on the show. Stevie said what has been documented is the fact that any woman that he tries to help, they get that money. That's true in a sense. Jocelyn is definitely a millionaire since coming on the show and linking up with Stevie. Her music career ain't shit, but she's definitely known now. I I mean, she got pictures with Rihanna grabbing her tits. So, I mean, she's somebody. You know what I mean? Like, people know who the hell Jocelyn Hernandez is. People know. He might not be helping anybody's career musically, but he's definitely given certain people platforms, and we wouldn't know who the hell Estelita was if it wasn't for Stevie bringing her on as the Panamanian goddess trying to replace Jocelyn. We wouldn't know who Jocelyn was if there wasn't so much drama around those two. So we wouldn't know who Mimi was. Like, Stevie is not helping people further their music careers, but he's actually giving people the stepping stone to further their own music career. So he tells Erica that everything she does has an expiration date, and she starts making sob noise. She's like, He basically tells Erica that she was dead. She was a bear in hibernation in New York. And he basically says that he's the reason she's relevant right now because of the show. He said that she should be kissing his feet. And he even went as far as whipping out his damn toes, talking about he got some good toes. I can't. So Erica asked him if he realizes after Mimi left him, she went strictly lesbian. And I was like, fake news, fake news. Mimi did not go strictly lesbian until after Frico, Nico, and the sex tape scandal. That's when she went lesbian. She did not go lesbian after Stevie. So don't ever in your life, Erica. Mind you, since Santana left you, went to Joe Budden, who is always being called a known crackhead, and had a whole baby. So you're nothing to talk about either, sis. In my personal humble opinion, again, I feel like Erica and Stevie argue like they are lovers, like it literally like a lover's quarrel. Like it's like they were smashing. Because why is there so much animosity over Stevie saying she can sing? Why? So he starts yelling about how Erica will never get a dick like this ever again. And I was confused. I'm like, Erica smashed Stevie? What's going on here? Or like, what? And so Erica's big mad all over again. Like, she's actually, when I say the bitch was angry, like, you guys actually have to go watch the reunion. You might have seen pictures of her. She was doing the most with her face. You would have thought a bitch name was Cara Delevingne, okay? He then told her she has a Fashion Nova outfit on. I said, is Stevie my dad? Like, stop this. So Stevie says, tell that bitch to shut up. She said, shut the fuck up before I slap the shit out you right now. Like, she was literally threatening him on stage. And I said it once, but I'll say it again. Stevie is good. Because had it been me and Erica was over there talking crazy, talking about she gonna slap somebody, I would have had her head on a stick. Lord of the Flies. Hello, hi. She's literally provoking a man that she knows can't, shouldn't, and won't hit her. She knows he can't do anything, and she has so much mouth. I promise you, if Jocelyn was there, she would not be carrying on so. So Erica stands up, telling him to call her a bitch again, and then security comes to escort Stevie out. He tells Erica to take the out of her. I guess he was like calling her stiff. And she tells him to take it out of his mouth. And he says that he heard that she sucked 3 dicks at once. I can't. There was so much going on. And she just starts yelling again, talking about just like your mother. And I'm like, all right. Stevie ends up leaving the reunion. Some people said that he left early because Erica said he wasn't going to leave in one piece. So he left a little early to avoid the kerfuffle that would have happened after. So the final scene was all about Miss Tommy. They play her highlights of the season and she is obviously embarrassed. Tommy claims she knows where she's at with her whole drinking situation in life, and she says that that's why she's wearing the ankle monitor, because it monitors her alcohol intake. Tommy says that it was not court ordered. She requested to have it put on her ankle because she's never going to let anybody play her again, and tried to make her seem like an addict on television, and she was crying about this. And basically she wants to be able to produce receipts to say like this is how much she drinks. She's not an alcoholic, so they can't make her seem like one. She says that she pays for that ankle bracelet out of her own pocket. But I was doing some reading and I heard that if the court orders you to wear an ankle monitor, you are responsible to pay for the monitoring. So I don't know if it's true or not that she requested to have it put on, or if it was ordered for her to put it on. Either which way, no matter how you spin it, she would be paying for it regardless. My point is, that's not necessarily proof that she asked for it to be put on. Tommy said they used her situation to humiliate her. Nina turns and asks Spice what happened between them. And so Spice says Miami was basically a shit show, and she was referring to their video shoot. She said it was really unprofessional. Tommy asked what was horrible about Miami. And she was very polite when she asked this, but she didn't really let Spice answer. She started going off on a tangent about how she did everything that she said she was gonna do, and if it wasn't up to Spice's standards, then she could have got her own stuff because she's grown and she's racked up. So Spice turns to Nina and she basically starts telling her that Tommy had an attitude when she called her because Tommy was trying to say that she's not a worker, so why is Spice calling her? Basically saying Spice needs to redirect her questions to the right person. She ain't a customer service rep. Spice said that Tommy wanted things her way because she's from Atlanta and she just wanted to do things the way she does it. And she said she's done over 1,000 videos and none of them were done that way and none of them were shit. So Tommy tells Spice that every last video she has done has been horrible, honey. So Spice, clearly upset, says, "Oh really? Oh really?" "But you don't have none." And I was like, well, she does have a video. It was on World Star, but it ain't nothing popping, okay? So Spice starts giving Tommy the car facts, honey, okay? She starts telling her how she has millions of views and she needs to Google it, and this is facts. She definitely does have millions of views. If Tommy wanted to get advice or get help from anybody, it should have been Spice, but you burnt that bridge, sister. So they start yelling at each other, F you this and bitch that and all kinds, and I'm just like, I thought y'all was good. You know, after the last episode, I thought they were good, but I guess not. And the video just came out, I think the day before, or the same week the reunion aired. Well, that's this week, whatever. So Spice starts telling Tommy she's not going to allow her to discredit her. Tommy says, you're not going to discredit me either, sweetie. Tommy then decides she's going to threaten to beat Spice's ass. She said, I'll beat your motherfucking asshole. I was like, oh, yeah, no. We're not going to do this. So once she says that, Spice gets ready to hop up and get to the other side of the stage with the quickness. She hops up and she's like, you can't beat me, that's her number one. And I'm just like, oh. And if you need a translation, she's just saying, you can't beat me up, first of all. First of all, you ain't gonna beat nobody ass. That's basically what that translated to. She basically gets up and she's ready to charge at Tommy. And security obviously is on stage and ready to do their thing. So that was basically how the episode ended for part 1 of the reunion. Part 2 is next Monday. Child, there better not be 3 parts because I can't. Like, the draggery, them dragging this shit out is giving me anxiety. Anyway, you guys, I love you all. I hope I feel better tomorrow because I really wanted to film today, but like do my makeup, I just couldn't do it. Anyway, yeah, I love you all and I'll definitely see you in the next one.